I might have been wrong on that.
All right.
We may not have
So I
had
just go over there and-
40% turnout. I look back at them, I think 29.
Yeah.
I thought we
I'm
got.
sure at the senior center over there.
How many times you gotta tell you that?
You guys are right. You live here. I thought we had 40. We had 29.
I did okay. Yeah, all right, it's 9 o'clock, so
Yep.
at this time, we'll call the
No, go
board
ahead.
meeting.
Okay, that's
We'll
fine.
call to order the board meeting of the Midland County Board of Canvassers. My name is Scott Haynes, I'm chairman of the Board of Canvassers. And I am a member of the Republican Party. Steve Durant is vice chair, the Democratic Party. Dave Roush, Democratic Party, and Dennis Starter from the Republican Party. So at this time, basically what I've always done in the past is I turn it over to the clerk to give us a brief overview of the election that obviously just took place. This one was a pretty simple, I guess I'll use the word simple, but no election is simple or anything, but just with one thing on the ballot. So if you just want to give us 2 seconds or whatever you want.
Sure.
Yeah.
First of all, I'd like to introduce Lacey Todd. She is our city clerk, and her deputy, Sean, sitting next to her. They had most of the precincts that were participating in this election. So they were busier than most of us, and they always do a great job. So I can, kudos to them for all their hard work. And so really the election was, fairly uneventful. We had some, a couple machines that the paper wasn't the right size in the ICX, and we had to go change that out. The secrecy sleeves, some of them weren't set up for the 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, because in our minds it's an election, right? So we have big ballots. Well, we only had small ballots this time. So just little things that were that happened in the morning that always happens. Somebody can't get into their laptop because they can't figure out how to use the password, and just it's typical stuff. So nothing out of the ordinary. We did see a larger than normal turnout, and in my years of being here, I was predicting about a 27%, and it got beat by 10%. So almost 37% voter turnout. So it's great. We love it when people get out and actually vote. We spend a lot of time getting ready for these elections and a lot of manpower. So that's always our goal, is to get the most people out to the polls as we possibly can. So that was a good thing. Even with the rain, I thought for sure the rain would tamp down the numbers a little bit, but it did not. But this morning we have with us Patrick Sawinski. He has been appointed by Judge Cole to do the delivery of the Board of Canvassers results that normally the judge would do. Judge Cole, unfortunately, is at a mandatory training, and so she wasn't able to be with us this morning, but Patrick has been appointed by her, so he will now turn over the papers to the chair that he has been holding for safekeeping.
Thank you,
So,
sir.
Thank you, Patrick.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. So,
And with that, I think we can go ahead and get started.
what I was gonna do is do public comment.
Yep.
So
Sorry,
if
forgot.
anyone, it's
Forgot.
always, and I'm taking liberties, I guess, here for 2 seconds. It's always nice to have public here. And if you go back 3 or 4 years, 5 years, we never did. And obviously things have changed in the world and in elections and that type of thing. But, it really is nice to see the public get involved in an election and to get involved in the process and that. So, I sincerely appreciate you being here today and joining us and observing us and watching us. So is there anyone from the public that would like to make any comments?
I just had one other question. I know you referenced the machines and stuff. How many polls or precincts ended up running out of ballots and needing to have them refreshed during the day?
Zero.
When we have an election, we're required by state law to provide a ballot for every single person on the voter rolls. So we order 100% voter ballots for all of our precincts. So.
Okay.
Thank you. And the only other comment I would make, Lacey, the new security sleeves.
The new secrets, yeah.
Secrecy, yeah, they were thick and big. Yeah, they were nice. So yeah, so thank you.
They help ballots not jam.
Yeah, exactly.
We appreciate that.
Even though mine did.
Found a way.
Exactly. So.
User error.
That is so good.
Blame it on humidity.
Yeah. With that, we'll move on to the minutes of our last meeting. You should have them before you. If everyone has had a chance to review them, is there a motion to approve?
Approve.
We have a motion by second by Mr. Starner. Any other questions? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? The minutes pass. So thank you. All right, we are ready to start the canvass of the special election of May 6th, which was, the only thing on the ballot was a school proposal. And Madam Clerk will start.
Real quick, it was, who made the motion to approve?
Me.
And Dennis.
Who seconded?
Second.
Who seconded?
Dennis.
Dennis. No?
Oh, it's the letter openers. So please,
There should be some,
I'll look and see. I'll look and see. Oh, here we go. And you can just rip them open because we'll seal them in a rolling bag. We found that that's a lot easier than. So you can just slice them open however. I'm just gonna move these down so that they're not.
Okay, I'm gonna do one.
Don't give yourself a paper cut. No workers' comp for the board of canvassers.
No?
Nope. That does it, you're quitting.
Okay, what is this one?
I know, so that's why I'm standing here, because I'm gonna walk you through your first one like I always do.
Don't we have something on the city side? Or television here to make sure? Okay, so this is precinct 2, this is precinct 2, city. And the machine says there are how many? 262.
And this is your, statement of votes, this is the printout that we print out
Oh,
from the machine.
Machine says
Yeah.
let me catch up here real quick.
62, votes cast 262, that drives, I'm gonna sign. Perfect, we saw that. Alright, second one. Now we show copies of this.
Yep, and we, remember you set one aside for me, and one stays with the book.
This side's over here.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's see let's see what the inventory is.
Yeah.
And your list of voters.
Okay, so that's
You don't have to check write-ins today, guys, that's good.
Yeah.
No, you can just, set them aside, because we're gonna put them all in the big rolly bags, just because it's easier to seal them all up and keep them for our retention period.
I'm looking at 360.
Oh, this is.
No, you guys, that's your cume. Yeah, put that aside, that's for later, that's your cumulative, you haven't even opened this yet.
I know that.
That's the cume for later, don't get yourself confused.
I just was looking.
It's okay, I just don't want you to get yourself, yeah, once you get yourself confused.
Okay. Okay. Precinct one. This was the first precinct, actually 2 was the first one from the city precinct.
I don't know where you want it.
2 was the first precinct.
The first one that you did, just let it up here.
No, I mean, in the city, the first one that came in, that pattern was 2.
Yes, it was, because you were here.
I think Midland
Yeah.
Township was.
Oh, are you talking
No, no,
about-
for the first precinct that came in for the city was precinct 2, cause Dennis was here observing,
That was absurd.
so.
First one's usually Midland Township, right? Quit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but she printed the wrong report, we had to review her.
Oh,
It's funny. Yeah. So when you get to your townships, which, yeah, some of them, do the AV list. So you'll have, did you calculate it?
Yeah.
So just so you know, this is one of them, so that's why I know Mark did, I saw.
Oh, yeah, because they didn't do an AV board this time?
They did not do an AV county board
Okay.
this time. No, they just ran the ballots right through the, yeah, right through the tabulator. I don't know if they did them during the day or whatever.
Yeah.
So we need to find 405.
That's 405 there. We should have checked the remarks.
Yeah.
Since there's no anomalies.
Balance. Looks like we had 425. From the polls, and 411. From the, agent.
So I just wanna show you guys, so, Larkin, when they came in, and their report said 413, and I'm like, wait a minute. But there were 2 rejected.
Right.
Now, when you get to the next Larkin, we're gonna talk about that a little more, because it looks a little funny, but if you flip through there and you see over here where it
I
says
thought that was a-
rejected, you'll see a little Y.
That comes in.
And I just wanna show you guys kind of what we're looking for, because it took me a minute. So see, this ballot was actually, received in, and it was then ultimately rejected. Now, we don't know, unless we had the clerk here to tell us why it was rejected, we can look in the qualified voter file. But it was rejected after it was received. So it shows 413 ballots received, but only 411 went through the machine.
Right.
Okay?
Yep.
So just give you a tip off, because when you get to the next one, it's gonna look a little different.
Okay, thanks.
I'll sign this 3 places.
So,
Check it, let's look at the other, let's look at cumulative.
No, I just wanted to show you,
Okay.
how that is, because when we open this one, you're gonna see, that one says there were 2 rejected on the report, this one doesn't, it says
Okay.
9 rejected, but I'm gonna show you why it says, just so you can see the reason why it would show that versus how many actually were rejected.
Let's finish this one. So I'm not confused, 'cause that was smart.
Anywhere near those numbers are supposed to be.
But we have
This precinct was, bigger precinct than, so.
these are the number of ballots that were scanned, 577.
and that was
There, ballots that were scanned, 577.
no right.
No write-ins this time. I don't know what you get right in,
Maybe.
maybe.
Is it audible today?
Okay, so you need your calculator. So we're starting out with 627 at the poll.
577. I don't remember. Let's find the list.
Well, I just,
Yeah, I didn't see.
Now, see, if you see this one, it says 9 rejected, right? So flip to one of your spots where you got a Y. Okay, see, this says rejected, but look here, the ballot was never received. So that's not gonna be in your count of 542. So what I had to do, because I was a little confused on election night, of course, it's 11:38 at night, my eyes are blurry. So if you flip through, you're gonna come across one, that I've circled. And this is
Says here.
actually a rejected ballot, right? Because it came in, and they received it in, but The signatures didn't match, and this one I know because I talked to the clerk on these two for login. So I went through and verified all of the rejected ones, and then I found the two that actually were received and then rejected. Some people's get rejected because they decide they don't wanna vote or whatever, but they don't ever receive them in. These, the two that are highlighted there were actually received and then rejected. And they were both rejected for, the signatures didn't match, and they weren't able to get the signatures matched before.
And that was gonna be my question to you.
Yeah, they weren't able to contact the individuals. The one, his, mother, actually ended up saying that she signed it. So, and, cause he's like in the Peace Corps.
Oh.
That guy.
Yeah.
Because they were rejected prior to the ballot actually being received. So it could be rejected because they sent out something and the person has moved. And so after the ballot, because now we have the automatic absentee, so if you sign up for that, you automatically get a sent an absentee. And that's probably why these people were, marked as rejected.
Or they passed away.
Or they passed away. Yeah, so, but when you, so what you have to look for is actually the received ones to when they're rejected, because then they're in your count. So those two people ended up on the count because they were received, but they were rejected prior to processing.
But in the rejected side, it applies to physically the bad, what's not proper.
Well, now let's figure that out.
Or the person, it should have gone out to them in the first place.
Right, they were either, the clerk
So
was
the
either
only
notified that
rejected
they,
is really not, per
it's,
se
it's,
rejected.
exactly.
It
Right.
shouldn't have gone out in the first place.
Exactly. Or went out and, as Lacey said, the person passed away.
Okay.
One too many here.
Or we mailed it out to them in March, and then they moved.
Yeah, cause see, you have to remember, when we're sending out,
67.
when we send out the AV ballots, we're sending them out 45 days before the election.
Right.
So people can move in that
See
time
if there's
period.
any other anomalies on this list.
And people move a lot.
Multiple times.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if this is.
Yep, people are very active.
See this balance that we do here. Scratched off and marked somewhere. Right there it is. Okay, let's count it for.
I have a meeting at 9:30 next door, so I figured I'd just hang out until my meeting.
No.
I didn't think so. It's over in the conference room, so. I have stuff to read anyway, so.
Okay, sounds good. Surprise, surprise, no you're
I thought we were gonna get to have lunch there.
not. You are gonna have lunch, trust me, this isn't, it has to be done by 10.
It's claimed that 764 voted in precinct 10. And that computer confirms it. Let's see if the ballots confirm it. So I'm going to witness that in this.
Yeah, it's all filled out.
Oh, you're not done.
Yeah.
It's 85 words.
Okay.
You gotta make you earn your 50
Yeah,
bucks,
no,
guys.
that's okay.
Is the other group, they could, yes,
We only have one, the townships, run their absentees along with the rest of their ballots. The city is the only one that had an AB County board this time.
Okay, let's see.
Okay.
You can see some questions.
Yes.
Okay. It's claimed that 551 voted. Right there. That jives, let's see.
Okay, I was gonna.
So, yeah, I'm gonna have Lacey come up, because I think you're gonna want mine are 2 of 2, but that's just my guess.
I always need to refresh your course on this.
Here, I've got them all tabbed with the information that you need. Final list of voters is right here. And the total is on the very last page.
Oh, you're so smart.
Look how thick that is.
What is that, a 4%?
All my absentees that I sent out, we were at,
Of these that contribute this out.
so we have 9,000
Okay, this is
people on the
precinct
permanent
7 city.
absent ballot mailing list.
Yeah.
So return rate is about 70%.
It's claimed that 541 voted. What is the computer?
Yeah,
Okay.
By golly.
What is
so, okay, so we are
tabulations?
looking for this number here, so we're
The
gonna
actual votes,
calculate.
the actual
Your
ballots.
total report.
We have a list of 541 ballots accounted for.
26. So you will notice that we are off one,
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
and the reason being, we gave them 6,826 ballots, and somebody passed away after we, had already processed it.
Okay.
So, the person.
But obviously passed away before election day.
Right.
Right.
So, this list doesn't include that one person who passed away. That is in the remarks.
Yeah, because remember, the AB County board for the city is able to start processing ballots prior to election day.
5 days, 3 days, what is it?
I don't know what you do this year.
Usually it started on
This
Thursday.
is
Thursday.
Precinct
So
4
we're
city.
looking for one that has,
It's claimed there's 609 people voted.
Okay.
609 in there.
so these were all
Computer counted
rejected.
Oh,
We
609.
okay,
caught them
but you
and
caught
didn't
them,
send
yep.
them to the
We have a
house.
list of individual ballots. 612, oh, that's an anomaly.
This is the one that we got.
Okay, let's figure it out.
It got processed on Thursday, and we got.
Three
notified
extra-
that they passed
three
away on
Extra
Friday.
ballots
Maybe they-
than people voted.
Yep. Yep, we all know.
Yeah, yeah.
Let's look at these first, see if they.
Okay.
Yeah,
Flag.
okay, okay. So now we're going to go, here's our list, and if you wanna confirm these, and just these.
Okay, there's one. This ballot, 155 was rejected. Why, we'll look that up, find out why.
I should have tabbed that.
Oh, that's,
Later, let's look at another.
so, 1-1, yep.
What do you want me to sign? Oh, I don't have my phone with me. I'm in text.
Okay, 522.
Is this the precinct that's 3
That
off?
one was spoiled.
Okay, should.
Spoiled doesn't, but there was 3
Doesn't
people, there were 3 rejected ballots.
We're looking up why.
Yep.
All the information, but that this could be.
What's these meetings? There's one right there.
When there's an issue on election night and something doesn't balance, of course I know what's going on. It's my job, Dave, it's my job.
Well, I know you look into it, but I didn't know you memorized every one of them.
And this is gonna be the one where.
Yeah, I mean.
There's a spoiled one, was that it?
Probably. Jeez.
Spoiled, 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 spoiled.
To get them to use the
Not a spoiled.
electronic things so they can't screw up their, how can you screw up an accident? They probably circled the thing or something.
728.
Okay, two of them are gonna be easy. What's that last one? Let's see what comments say. Now, let's look for those two first.
Usually they have flags.
Yes. Yes. Because I think
check my files.
Have you got any more ballots in yet?
We haven't gotten any new comments or signatures, have we?
Okay.
What's today's only Thursday?
So, if there's a possibility for that.
Yes, the ballot.
This was a tabulator issue. Here it is, one spoiled.
Yes, signature cures and.
So tabulate, I have one spoiled. Was that the one? Didn't give us a number. That was one of them.
Well,
Remember back here it said spoiled?
yeah. it was a
Do you want me to
one-
help you?
Yeah, that was.
I'm just wondering, there actually are 3 rejected.
Well,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
two
So
of
if you
them
go
said
back here,
spoiled.
no, I didn't.
Well, I only saw,
Well, they rejected.
There's 3,
I didn't.
okay?
I just saw 2.
I know, but there's 3.
Okay.
There's one right here.
Oh, we didn't see
right
that, and that was
after
hiding, so the first ballot was,
So-
it was hiding under number 1.
Because that gentleman got frustrated, and didn't have time, he was on his way to work and didn't have time to get another ballot, so. When you do that, and you leave your ballot, you get rejected, you can't vote later, like, you're done, it's one and done, so that's why, I knew you guys.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
So let's look at the next.
So yes, Dave, I have that stuff memorized.
Well, you'd think there'd be a note in here.
That's an anomaly.
So we're gonna
encourage
reseal this on the back, right?
Yes,
It
yep,
What was the note
and
say?
initial it if you would.
Yeah. Just
The
what she
voter
said.
left the precinct without. At the end of it.
Okay, the seal number.
Oh, here it is.
4, 3, 7, 2, 1, 7. 2, 1, 7.
We put this old seal in the back.
If you would, please, yes.
Procedure, he would spoil them. Toward the application. Okay.
Here, you hold it together, or I'm zipping up and I'll hold it together. Figure it out.
Yes, they did. They did. They did. They know what they're doing.
Voter left.
Oh, I'm back, I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Don't go that far.
Okay, all
Well,
right.
we had 3 rejected, right? We've found one.
Well, here they were off by 2 already.
Let's see if we can find the 3 that we.
Well, I mean, it should have been before here, because at this point, they were off by 2.
There are notes for 3 rejected, but one of them doesn't give a reason why it was rejected, which they're not required to do, which I wish they would have gave a remark, but they didn't. They have 3 rejected, and they do document it in the remarks. So they start off with the first one,
Yeah.
okay? And then they come down here,
Here we were off by 2, so we thought of it.
here, I can't read this thing very well.
Well, they have an AD as well, so. Yep.
So right here, they're at 1 ballot rejected, hang on, 1 ballot rejected here.
That's,
And then right here is where they rejected another one. They didn't give us a reason, but this is where they rejected it. Okay,
I can't read them upside down.
right here, this is 1,
Okay.
okay? There's 1, there's 2,
Well, the first one was the first one.
Yeah.
Okay.
and then there's another one in here somewhere, you'll find
That,
after that.
that was 3. The first one was on the first, on the first page. There's 1.
see that, I didn't see the first page.
So you really don't have a number.
Well, and actually Lacey, when she came over, she was like, okay, let's look here and see, and I was like, oh yeah, okay. So yeah, we do know, we just, it sits there for a while. Now, I couldn't go back to November and say, yeah, this is what happened, you know, I mean, but.
You don't have to. It's fine.
Right.
Try to see if it makes sense to you.
I can't, I see the three rejected, but the ones you're looking for, the rest is.
New reference. And so the three, what's it, this is not.
Right.
49.
Rejected tax.
Are you gonna be expert actor?
Initially, for a ballot, it verified it should be rejected, that was taken through some. It looks like they tried to run in the wrong precinct, machine,
But it doesn't make any difference to the polls.
and spit it out. Why would they count it here? Oh, they counted it in here, cause they were in the wrong, why would they want that if they were in the wrong damn precinct?
591.
Okay, we gotta sign these three.
Precinct four.
We hit back Eric over.
Yeah, batting him around there. Eric. Eric. Walking in, you don't need it.
Are they gonna do it for both meetings?
Oh, yeah, never mind, we'll wait till the next meeting. Are you here for the next meeting, or are you in Kansas?
Nope, I'm here, I'm
You're
coming
here.
back.
Oh, you're coming back, okay.
Yep.
All right, we'll give you your mileage at the next meeting
Yes,
for both
yeah.
meetings, that's okay. Unless you want your $1.20 for
No.
your coffee.
Yeah.
Can't buy a copy for.
I know, I
Yeah.
know, I buy coffee, I'm just messing with you.
What is it, $1.20?
Senior coffee. Paper plate.
That's 12 empties.
I could afford the extra 39 cents.
Should say $2.
All right, gentlemen, so now, that we've completed the examination of the poll books, you're gonna take out your cumulative report that I've given you. And, so at this point, I will ask for the total number of yes votes. Which I think we're gonna find on page 3.
Bottom right.
5,100. 157 yes votes.
And no votes?
10,940.
Which precinct?
So,
Page 3.
it's page 3 is where you're at.
Your
Cumulative. We're at the bottom of the
cum.
column.
Cumulative. Cumulative.
So this proposal has not received sufficient votes and it was in fact
Right here.
defeated.
Cumulative.
So now I have a couple more papers for you to sign and then we should be done.
You go to Kansas,
So I'm leaving for Kansas. I told my wife John Thursday, it looks like we're gonna be even earlier.
You guys drive that?
Yeah.
Story the other
We're going to Hannibal.
Hannibal's all right.
Yep, Hannibal,
What is it?
you've been there.
Fiddlesticks, I think.
Oh, no, wait,
That's
no,
where
no,
we're
no,
going.
hang on. You
What?
have to, you have a second page.
Fiddlesticks for dinner, sounds
Yep.
like, in Hannibal, Missouri.
It is the nicest restaurant in the
It is definitely the nicest
Oh.
restaurant in Hannibal.
Yeah.
Just like with dinner, we put one, two front row. It's like south of town.
Did you get a signed copy of the minutes, John?
Getting it right now.
It's over
Okay, 'cause I
here.
have, oh, it's over there?
Yep.
I'm just, no, you have it?
Oh,
I
from-
saw it.
To your left
From
right
today?
there. Right by your campus for both there, Scott?
I saw it. Yes, I think Steve and I need to sign it.
Oh, okay, thank you.
It's not what romantic once you get out there, you get out. It's a lot like West Virginia. You need this back on? Yes.
Thank you.
So being no further business to be, taken care of today, I would take a motion at 9:38 to recess until next Wednesday morning at 9 AM here in the Board of Commissioners meeting. Wednesday.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Wednesday. It's normally Tuesday, but, we couldn't get the room, cause there's a board meeting.
So do I have a motion to recess? Motion to recess? You know what?
Oh, sure.
Okay,
Is it legal
Let's
for
let Dave do it.
Democrats doing
Let's
that
let
though?
Dave do it.
what's that?
Does it have to be one Democrat and one Republican?
Not as far as.
I don't think so.
Yeah, yeah.
We'll let Dave do it though.
Yeah. All those in favor signify by saying aye. We are recessed until next Wednesday.
The 14th, 9 AM.
Yeah.
Got it.
Okay. And we'll see if we have any ballots to address that.
Great time.
And I'm just gonna